Let's I can feel it trembling through my body. I feel it burning through my veins. Nobody's done the things you do to me. Your lips can ease all the pain. All on me, don't worry, close your eyes. I want you desperately. Oh baby, feel my fire. So if you want my heart and soul, then I'm gonna give you all. And if you feel it empty, baby, I'm gonna fill you up. What I will do to you will send you shivers down your spine. And if you feel it empty, baby, let me light your fire. 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 Babe, you got me feeling like I'm out of control. Your touch is driving me insane. You even make the hottest fire seem cold.
There we are, Kinsman.
Here we are.
You have lots of friends tonight.
Yes,
for once.
that's right.
Usually you just have me.
Lots of friends.
Do you?
Yes.
Are you proud of that?
It's nice to use our studio to the fullest.
That's right.
Studio 67 is jam-packed tonight.
Did you clean your office today? Like showing.
I vacuumed.
When
yes,
Kate walked in, you were doing some sit-ups to show off.
I did not do
You were,
sit-ups.
or was it a push-up?
I do not.
You're gonna put a spin bike in your office.
You know what? Spin bikes are tough on the rear end.
All right, so we have a pretty awesome crew with us tonight.
Yes.
Someone helping Ronnie on the board. We got guests behind.
We got Alyssa on the board with Ronnie tonight. We've got a wide crew. And a lot of great.
Are you going to do introductions?
Yeah. Well, let's introduce them from the living space. We're going to go from KLOMP's side to my side here. We've got Lisa, we've got Nikki in the middle, wave, and we've got Kate.
There we go.
How you doing, ladies?
Fantastic. Great. Okay, yes.
there they go. They listen to me with the mic.
They listen, yes.
Mark never listens to me.
You don't have to eat the mic. we said eat the mic. That's just like a terminology.
Mark
that's
never
media
listens
talk.
to me in pre-production
I do listen
Never,
to you.
not one time. So
Pre-production.
it's nice to be listened to for once. All right, so we've actually wanted to chat with the folks over at Living Space for a long time.
Yes.
And, it's a real privilege that you all came on tonight. We really appreciate it.
We're super happy of being here,
Big
too.
time. But you wore red, the blend in with our red. You can fall asleep during the show and no one would know.
I did not get the memo when you sent instructions out, so I apologize.
You're blending in with the curtains.
All right.
Right now.
Yeah, that's right. So maybe let's start here. I know we have a lot to talk about tonight, but let's talk about a little bit about Living Space, what they offer, and how things are going there. Who would like to address that question?
Nikki wants to.
All right,
Nikki does. All right,
Nikki's
Nikki's
biting at the
got
opportunity.
the spotlight. There she is.
So we have lots of great things that have been going on at Living Space. We've had a lot of changes and a lot of restructuring in the last little bit. We've really gotten back to our mandate of housing. Everything that we're doing is housing focused, really pushing to get our clients into housing and setting them up for success for the future. We have a really robust housing team now that has housing workers, medical workers, outreach workers. We have a team of doctors, and all of our staff really that we have within the shelter all are working together as a team now to really mobilize people out of the shelter system and out of homelessness, and really just focusing on setting them up for long-term success. So we reduce the chances of them coming back.
Right. One of the things I've noticed, Mark, is, you and I work in a job where we have a lot of fun, we goof around, make a lot of jokes, and you folks work in a very serious industry. But coming in here, there's still a lot of smiles, a lot of team bonding. It seems to me just on that level, the team that you have in place at Living Space is pretty awesome, and that makes a big difference.
Yeah, I think we can all agree with that. We have a fantastic team, and really everything we do is a team together. Everything that we work on, we do together. From management down to frontline staff, we're really just trying to create, a positive environment. Because it is hard what we do. It's hard, the things that we have to go through with clients, and trying to get them to a better place. It is a lot. So really we just support each other, and it really is a good environment that we have going on. We're there for each other.
It really starts with a healthy team.
Yes.
Healthy and happy team. And
Not
every day's a bag of laughs and jokes, I understand that, but a healthy and positive team makes a big difference when you're dealing with the clientele.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's right. All right, Ken, I'm going to keep asking questions here, pal. I got a question for Kate, who's the executive director. I'm the executive director over here, Kate, so let me
Thanks.
fist
Are we
pump you
fist
there.
pumping? Thank
Executive
you.
My assistant,
Directors.
Kinsman, despite his
Okay.
name being first on the sign. I'm going to ask you a question, and it's not, trust me, I didn't invent this, but I understand it completely. When it comes to, and I'll use the word solving homelessness or moving towards a positive step, this is not black or white. This is a very complex question I'm asking, how you get to the end solution.
Yeah, I think the question is complex because the subject is complex. So as a low barrier emergency homeless shelter, our mandate is to move people out of homelessness and into some sort of a stability, like a stable housing. But I mean, if you're going down the alphabet and entering into the shelter system is A, Z times 4 is making sure that these people are actually safely housed. So how do we fill in all those other letters? Is through community partnerships and really wraparound services. So so working with that collective unit of people who specialize in what the client's needs are is really important to allowing the client to continue through the process. And as we take steps forward, sometimes there's steps backwards and another step forward and another step backwards. So it's a long journey, but I think the thing that I'm most proud of, yesterday was my 1-year anniversary in the position of executive director, is really that we have the right people in the right positions now. So when we look at our management, when we look at our leads, when we look at our housing and our frontline workers, the past year has really given us a lot of time to look at the needs of the shelter, get into the organizational restructuring of the shelter. Where were we missing? Where were we hitting? And then once we had the right players in the right position to really mobilize forward with strong relationships with all of the amazing community partners that are working diligently with effort and trying to keep that stamina up to really make sure that we're trying to mobilize people out of homelessness.
Another thing that makes it very, complex is I don't know if we'll ever 100% understand how mental illness affects an individual because every situation is completely unique. So I could put it into perspective, and this is by no means a joke, but there's a young gentleman I chat to almost every single morning. Go outside, he has a cigarette, we talk about his life, and often he's together, he asks questions about his trustee, what lawyers he should contact, and I just provide advice to best of my knowledge. Then the next day, he's talking about how he likes to swallow quarters. And this is by no means a joke, but this individual obviously is suffering through significant mental illness. And it's hard if you don't have mental illness or if you haven't experienced it.
It's hard to relate
It's
to
hard, not hard to relate, but you can't just say, well, fix it, go to a doctor, just get better, because you don't know the backstory what brought them there. And some of it's hereditary, and some of it is past living or current circumstances.
A lot of their upbringing as well.
He is such a beautiful gentleman that's suffering. And I understand a bit of his stories because he's told me his story, and you feel like I really want to help, but I feel maybe I'm helping just by listening, but I feel like maybe I'm not doing enough. So that's one story out of millions of stories across the country, and that's why I don't know if we'll fully ever understand it, but I know talking about it really helps.
I think what you're doing is giving another human, whatever situation that the human is coming at you with, I think you're giving the best gift. And that's just giving somebody some time. So, I mean, I don't think that we have to segregate into any sort of categorical, mental illness, not mental illness. It's really what you did there was just beautiful by just talking to another person. And a lot of time that's just lost in general in society. So, I mean, good on you for doing that, and I would say continue to do that just to everybody. I mean, it's only going to make our community stronger as we reconnect on a more human level. I really think that's going to be a big step forward if we can really start to get that community involvement and engagement just overall, not even dealing specifically with mental health or homelessness.
Yeah, I agree.
Right, you never want to condescend, talking down to people. And again, treating them, everybody, as they say, as an equal.
Well, you're right.
And again, we were talking before the show. It's an alarming stat. What is it, Lisa? 1 in 7. Pretty close to with a one paycheck of being in those shoes. That's just the tough times where we're all living right now.
Correct.
He did his homework
Right?
for once.
Like-
I don't know what he was doing all day, but he finally did some homework.
Right?
So that's right. So Mark's accurate?
Well, it's something along the lines. I don't have the reference in front of me, but it's something similar to this, yes.
And after, well, not after COVID, whether we're going through it or whatever it may be, the numbers have drastically changed, getting worse or getting better? Because I know a lot of families personally, hey, we almost got there, that were in fairly safe positions. Then through COVID, things got sour pretty quickly.
Yeah, when it comes to like stats and stuff like that, I'm not in a position to really provide you with all that info. But I mean, COVID was challenging for a lot of people. It has definitely put people in worse positions. But in terms of exactly like what are we looking at, I can't speak on that.
Yeah, that's right. But maybe more from the demand of services, like just in general. You've probably seen a spike in demand of services.
I would say that Nikki would probably be better
Oh,
to answer
Nikki
that.
again.
Yeah, I'm
Nikki
gonna
will go.
put Nikki on there, and I'm gonna
Right.
say, because if we're gonna go into longevity within the shelter, Nikki's the veteran on the panel today, so she was in the middle of COVID with the shelter, and then she's thankfully still with us, so she can probably give a better representation of the cross section of that.
All right, Nikki, the floor is yours.
On the spot again.
She's the
Yeah.
vet.
I think in regards to COVID, not so much focusing on, stats of increase or decrease with clients, but I think the strain that's happened is really with the partners and with staff and with frontline. The amount of hours that we put in the work and, just kind of recovering from the strain from COVID with that, which just brings it back to why it's so important to continue doing the work that we're doing with our partners, because we all need each other. We're all have a small piece of the puzzle, and I think that's really the biggest impact that we feel coming out of COVID is, and it turn into a positive thing. It really does bring partners together, because we do have to rely on each other and work together, and everyone's short staff, and we're just trying to keep up with with everything that's happening. So if anything, it's really brought partners to the table together to do the work that's needed to get people into housing.
That's right. And it really is about, I think, Lisa, you might have mentioned this, it's about community supporting. So I've asked, I got people are getting sick of me saying it, but I'm going to say it over and over. I've asked for help millions of times in my life. And I'm probably going to ask for help millions more time in my life. It's difficult to ask for help, but really community can help community. And I find, when they ask what Timmins is like, every city has their pros and cons, any city. But I find in our city, than any other place I lived, when people need help, partners
People-
come together to help people.
Give back.
And I think
That's right.
that's a wonderful thing. Would you agree?
Yeah, no, I do agree, and it really is a community effort on all levels, right? And we keep saying wraparound services, and that really is what is about it. What it is about is everyone pooling their resources together, their expertise together, and really wrapping around individuals to bring them to where they need to be and set them up for success.
Yeah. Pretty awesome, eh, Mark?
Pretty awesome, yeah. And again, you keep saying, the partners. It's, as they say, no I in team. And you've got some great community partners that are, reaching out and helping everybody, get to that ultimate goal, which is to, eventually, house these individuals. And, can we talk about some of the partners of what some of these partners are throwing into the living space?
Yeah, I mean, I think all our partners in the community have their own expertise. Like I said, us getting back to our mandate of we are an emergency shelter first, and housing focused and housing driven. So we rely on the expertise from all our partners, whether that's mental health support, hospital support, counseling support, even just the basics of life skills, financial support. Really, there's so many businesses and agencies within the community that all bring value and expertise to the table, and we need them, and it's great that we can all work together.
Is part of the, ask Kate, is part of the job of the executive director to keep focus on the positive things that are happening and the positive things moving forward? Not just for your staff, also for, the clientele.
Well, I think when you're in like a leadership role, that you have to keep your eye open for everything. I mean, obviously, we want to acknowledge, celebrate, and drive towards positive experiences. But as a leader, it's very important to hear about those tougher times as well, too. So I wouldn't necessarily say that, in this position that the sole focus is to find all the nuggets. The nuggets are shiny and they're great, and the team has worked hard to get where they're getting, but that we're always looking for ways to improve. And that's literally been our roadmap for the past 12 months is, how can we do this better in the city of Timmins? How can we service clients better? How can we make the workplace a safe and fun place for everybody, right? So it's always positive driven, but just being aware that there's always roadblocks and obstacles, and we want to go straight at them with our eyes open and deal with them so we can keep going back and finding the positives out of it. But it's always that balance, I think, if that answers your question.
It answers it perfectly.
Okay.
Did it answer your question, Kinsman? Or because I got more. You got any?
Did he have a question? Because I did.
I rarely let him ask.
Oh my Lord!
I'm gonna hog them all.
You're gonna hog them all.
You're doing great.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, Tricia had posted a comment. Are you looking for volunteers to help you out?
Always. We're
Right.
always looking for people. The more involvement we get from the community, the better. Again, homelessness is not just an agency issue, it's a community issue. So the more that we can come together as a community and the more that people want to be involved, then, the closer, we get to the ultimate goal of, reaching zero, right? So yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to recruit people for fundraising committees. So we always need people. So reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to get you working.
How would they get a hold?
volunteer-wise.
How would they get a hold of you, Lisa Lacombe?
Good question, Misters. So you can actually reach out to me by reaching out the shelter. You can send us a message on our social media. I can connect to you there, or you can send me an email as well, info@livingspacehub.org. We can maybe post it later on for anybody who wants to reach out via email on how to get in contact with us.
Okay.
Sounds fair?
Always looking
That
for
always
volunteers,
sounds
Tricia.
fair. So there you go.
Yeah, and
can help out.
it is an amazing way, to give back
Give back to the community.
to the community. Helping people that are in a position of need is very, very rewarding. I can tell you, we pride ourselves in doing that to the best of our abilities within our capabilities, and it's probably the most rewarding thing
Very
that we
rewarding.
can do. When
Giving back when you
Mark and
can.
I run twice a year, it probably should be more, but this was really an eye-opener for us. So twice a year we run these campaigns where it's feed a family for Thanksgiving or Christmas, and really what we do is we old school signs, collect money. We go to the Metro, who's awesome partners of ours, and we get gift cards for food. And then people come to our office, and we hand them out the gift cards. And I remember one year, well, actually every year, people are just so happy to receive $25. Now, we know what $25 in groceries can buy you now. Pretty much nothing. And they're just so grateful, but I couldn't sleep that night. I'm thinking, okay, $25, that's one meal, maybe for a family, maybe.
Right?
What are they going to do the
You
next
need-
morning?
How many other meals?
Yeah.
Times 3 times
And
how many days in a
you
week.
don't
right?
realize,
You don't realize
we
where-
hope you're not in this position, but the $25 to buy cereal, maybe some milk, maybe some toast, means a world of difference to a lot of people, where some folks, that's just normal. They have 20 bags of cereal in their house. But small things go a long way when it
Yep,
comes to
they
helping
certainly
people.
do.
Yeah. So if you can only volunteer a couple hours a week, you're going a long way to help someone.
Absolutely. Like I said, we're always looking for people. There's all kinds of stuff that we can do. And with our upcoming campaign and upcoming things that we're going to be doing, the more hands on deck, the better it'll be.
better
So
it is.
the better success and the better the outcome.
There we go. So we're going to continue with Lisa, because we're talking about a specific campaign
Yes.
that you folks
She
are
keeps talking about a
running
campaign.
to raise some funds. Now, this is buy a bed campaign. 'Cause Mark's always asking me to buy him something, right? Can you buy me a washing machine? Can you buy me a new car? I'm like, but this is different, Kinsman. So tell us a little bit about the Buy a Bed campaign. And while you're talking about it, we're going to get Ronnie to post the link where people can go there after and find out more
all the
information, how to get
details
involved,
on
yeah.
this campaign.
Absolutely. So we're super excited because this is the first big fundraiser for us as an agency. And what we're going to be looking at is we're going to be looking at raising capital. The goal is to reach $50,000 in capital. And we call it a Buy a Bed campaign because at the end of the day, we are a homeless shelter and we do have beds, and it just seemed fitting to call it such. So with this campaign, we're going to be seen around the community, starting with our friends Tara and Jacob at Johnson's Independent Grocer, where they'll be helping us out with the SKU drive. We will be out there where we're going to have a visit from our friends KINZ and KLOMP, right?
Yeah.
And then that'll pretty much launch everything. And at that point, every time we reach $800, we're going to kind of color a little bed, scratch a little bed off. So the goal is to scratch 63 of them because that's how many beds we have within shelter. We have 63 beds. So if we can raise enough money to scratch 63 off, that would be amazing. And the proceeds from that will actually help with, anything relevant to living space, programs. There's a lot of things, a lot of expenses within shelter that is not funded. We talk about food, we talk about, just supplies, even for the beds, like the blankets, the pillows, and, we don't necessarily have funding for that. So we rely really heavily on donations from the community. So this hopefully will give us a little kickstart to help with the processes within shelter and the organization.
Now, if you had the magic wish list, you'd want to have, 50,000, let's say within a day. What would be the ultimate? What would be
Within
the,
a
what would
day?
be the ultimate
Oh
goal?
my!
Oh, well, that
Is there something you're not telling us, Kingsman, or what?
Well, what would you like to like? What would be the goal to get that $50,000?
It would be amazing, to run this, for 4 weeks and then get there. But again, this is a first for us. So however long it takes us to get there, then so be it. We are ready. It's all hands on deck. We will be out there in the community. The nice weather is around the corner, so we hope to, see people at the parks. We're gonna, and hopefully that'll help, encourage people and remind people that, hey, we're here. So if you're looking to donate or help, think of Living Space as an agency of choice.
Yeah, that's right. And no matter, what your perspective is on things, everyone deserves a bed, a pillow, a clean blanket to sleep on every night. No one should go without that ever, in my mind.
Absolutely. And again, right, at the end of the day, we're all human. And we all, we're lucky because, sometimes the difference is, if I'm one paycheck away, I have friends and family who are there to support me. But not everybody is in that position. So again, as an agency, Living Space being what we do and what we offer, at least there is a support system there to help them on their way to being housed, because that is our goal. We do not want them to stay within shelter. We really want to set them up to make sure that, they can be well on their way.
With all the programs that you are implementing in place, what types of programs do you have now at the Living Space?
I think I will pass that one to Nikki because
Okay.
Nikki is the
Nikki
Nikki is our
gets to
housing,
handle that one.
right? Nikki's our
Nikki's the
housing
king, knows
manager.
everything about
So
the
Nick,
business.
well, it's because again we are housing focused, right? And it's really important to understand that. And being housing manager, Nikki works a lot with our partners and our agencies in order to provide those wraparound services. So that's why, Nikki, you're it.
Well, I think the best way to look at us is like a hub. So we are, like we said, emergency shelter first. We have, beds available. We work through diversion as a first option. And if not, if someone enters the shelter system, we look at housing. And then we offer, those soft supports all around. We have medical clinics, we have doctors, we have dental clinics. We offer soft supports around counseling and just really, figuring out what the client needs. And if we can't offer that support, then we will find someone who can. So again, I can't stress enough like how important it is and how grateful we are to work with our partners, because we really are kind of the hub connect where they enter our doors, and then we do what we can, but then we find where we need to fill in the gaps to get people on board really and plan for clients. So.
And there are, I assume there's a lot of success stories, but most of them aren't public knowledge because you rarely want to make a post. Oh, look, Johnny and Jill were really down on their luck, had this terrible
get
things happen to them,
embarrassed.
and now they're bouncing back. Because you don't post because
they don't
that's
want to be
embarrassing.
centered out.
Yeah, that's
No,
right. But I'm
and single
sure
out.
there's many success stories that you see internally, which help you direct that you're on the right path. Oh, we had
Yeah,
two
yeah.
there. Two there, Kinsman.
I was just going to say, I'm like, you know what, there is a lot of success stories. And I think, speaking for myself, the reason why I'm still here is because we know we are serving a purpose and we're kicking ass at it. Our team is doing a phenomenal job. And we do have a little bell in their office where as soon as someone is housed, we ring the bell.
Nice.
And when that bell goes off, it's a celebration internally.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is
And
pretty cool.
and
cool.
the client who is getting housed participates in that, and they ring the bell, and as we really celebrate them. And I think too important thing to remember is getting someone into housing is the final goal and the final step, but there's just so much more successes. Even just someone walking through the door and asking for help, that's a success. We celebrate all those steps along the way. As someone meets different milestones and different goals, whether that's getting ID for the first time that they haven't had in 20 years, that's a huge success. We celebrate that. So obviously housing is the end goal that we want for everybody because everyone is deserving of a home. But it's important too to remember all those little steps, which they're actually not little. Those are massive milestones for people to accomplish. So we really celebrate all that, the whole process.
You bring up a good point because if you haven't had ID in a while, it's not easy to go start and get ID, number one. If you haven't written a resume in a long time, not an easy thing to do because it's not something people do on a normal basis. All these things that we may have in
You
our
take for
arsenal
granted.
already.
We take for granted.
Yeah, we take for granted. Yeah.
Yeah, and really that's the starting point when someone enters our facility. That's what we do. We sit down, we find out exactly what they're missing and what they need, and IDs really are a major thing. It seems lots of us have them. It doesn't seem like a big thing, but really to even, get a bank account or, even some applications for starting for housing, you need IDs for that. So all of those little things are, add up and to successes to getting people to have their own ID and their own identification. And they're just all great things that we celebrate with our clients as we work
Now,
through that.
your title's housing manager. Now, can you come over here and get Mark to clean his office? You got any tricks there? Get
I
him to
can
run the
try.
vacuum at least once a month?
I'll do some follow-up on that.
Follow-up. That's right.
Nikki's going to follow up.
You get a weekly follow-up, kids. That's
Yeah,
all important.
we'll do an assessment on
And
that.
do an assessment after the show.
It's the
and,
wraparound
we'll-
services.
Wrap around.
We'll do
Yeah.
the next assessment next week.
You were warned now, pal. He's got it. Ever since he got that beard, he feels he can do whatever he wants
That's
around
it.
here.
That's it.
He looks good though, right?
He does. He
Yeah.
does.
I can't grow one, so I'm extremely jealous. Okay, so I know we've been chatting for about a half an hour. Maybe we'll do a round table. Fancy word, Kinsman.
A
But
round
I want to
table,
go
yes.
make sure we didn't miss anything that either one of you three wanted to say, and then we'll talk a little bit again. We'll get Ronnie to post the link for the Build a Bed campaign. But maybe we'll start with Kate.
Well, I think I just want to start off by saying thank you for having us here. We're going to be starting to launch more information campaigns wrapping around the shelter. So this was kind of a kickoff for two components. So it's not only working on capital through the donations, right, the Buy a Bed campaign. It's really getting ourselves back into the community because the community does deserve to understand what we're doing, and we're very proud to say what we are doing because what Lisa said, the jobs are tough and the team is here, and we will continue to be here because what we are doing is value added and needed. And we really want to be able to help broaden the understanding in the area of really what does the living space do? What do we do now? What is our mandate? What do we offer? Because a lot of the time, just the lack of information is the problem. So thank you for having us. I think this is probably the best component for us to actually say, hello, we're the living space, this is what we do.
Yeah.
And that we'll be continuing to work with the both of you and then really start to soft launch some campaigns within the city of Timmins and the Cochrane district to really help people understand all the great work that's happening. Yeah.
I appreciate that. And you laughed at all my jokes and none of Kinsman, so that's perfect. There we go. We're off to a good start here, Mark.
It's because you don't give him a chance to speak.
Oh, come on, he gives me a lot of chance.
All right. Well, I was going to ask Mark to speak, but now it's Nikki's turn.
Nikki's turn,
Sorry,
yes.
pal.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really say it much better than that, what Kate said. And, you know, launching this campaign and these donations will really go a long way, you know, whether it's food security or, you know, just even being able to purchase items within the shelter to help people while they're with us and as they move through the process. So, you know, every dollar goes a long way, and it's we're pretty excited to see what happens.
I'm just proud of our team. I'm sorry. I'm like mushy. You know, I started this morning. I was revving at level 10,000, but we're not going to talk about that. But I just wanted to say, I'm like, this is great. And again, you know, the more community support that we can get, and you know, we're there. We're there to answer questions. We're there to support. So I do believe that this is just the beginning of much more amazing things that are to come. I do want to say, I don't know if any of the members of our team are listening, but we wouldn't be where we are without our entire crew. And we're talking about the frontline staff. We run a 24/7 organization, a business, so it is hard, it is exhausting. So if it wasn't for them and their dedication, their commitment, we wouldn't be where we are today. So just want to say, whoop, whoop, team.
Yeah, good old pump up to
Right.
the team.
Well,
And again,
yeah,
you've got a
there they are.
fantastic team.
We really do.
Yeah, you
We
do.
honestly have an amazing team. Our frontline management team is phenomenal. And again, it is team. There's no I in team. And you know, listening to their needs and listening to what people need is very important, and that's what's driving the success of this organization. Yeah.
Beautifully said. All right, Kinsman, you can wrap it up.
Can we can wrap this up?
Trust me, he'll be talking my ear off the
Well,
minute you folks leave.
I talk his ear off all the time. But, you know, for those wondering, obviously, you know, make donations, maybe put out some challenges to, you know, get the donations in for the beds, because I think you did the math. What is it? It's $800
It's around 800
per bed?
I'm so bad at math, but it's something like that. The goal is 50,000, you know, and divided by 63 beds, it's
Someone
around.
throws in 20,
Yeah,
50
absolutely.
bucks. They can you know, color their name and say that was my portion of the bed.
Yeah,
Just,
right.
you know.
Absolutely. Why not?
Sean Seal says, post that up again there, Ronnie. Sean Seal's comment. I think you ladies are doing a really incredible job. Thanks for what you do. There was another question I didn't see earlier on, but they asked how many people were employed at Living Space.
Oh my. I don't have like a. I unfortunately don't have the number off the top of my head. We do run a 24-hour, 7-day a week, 63-bed unit. So we do have casual and part-time as well. So we could
Big
always.
compliment.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a really important piece, I can absolutely always loop back in for a total staff count. It's certainly not a full-time staff count, though, just because we do have to utilize the different types of positions just to be able to fill all those hours to make sure that we're properly monitoring the area. So,
All right. Well, there we go. All right. They're awesome. We'll
They're
get
an awesome
Ronnie to
team.
get ready with the sponsors, but close it out there, Kinsman.
All right, so there you go, the Buy a Bed campaign. Once again, let's thank our Living Space guests here tonight. We got Alyssa working the board with Ronnie. We've got Lisa. Going to do the big old wave there. The newlywed, Lisa, we should say. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Nikki in the middle, and we've got Kate hanging out over here. And again, when you see these friendly faces walking around downtown, stop and ask them and, see what they need to proceed moving forward with the living space. There we go.
Thank you.
Thank
we
you.
had one more. I don't want to. Are you hiring? Someone asked if you were hiring.
Summer student positions, I believe.
Summer students.
And
so get those
volunteers.
resumes in there.
Okay. And casual workers as well.
Go to the webpage for all the
I
info.
was just looking at our HR manager. I'm like, what's the verdict?
Yeah, well, there we go. So you go to the webpage for all the current job
That's it.
postings.
Absolutely.
There we go. All right, Rodney. Well, we'll be right back. We'll thank our guests, and we're going to thank our beautiful sponsors.
Yes, we will. And there's a new restaurant in town. Congratulations to Daisy Baines and her crew for the opening of the Punjabi restaurant. Go check out the new Punjabi cuisine located 211A Algonquin Boulevard East in your downtown. And the Alzheimer's IG Wealth Management Walk for Alzheimer's is set to go May 27th at Hollinger Park, put on by the Alzheimer's Society Cochrane-Temiskaming. Put a team in today for the Timmins Kapuskasing Temiskaming Shores Walk, and you can do so online. Register your team at walkforalzheimer.ca. And play some Warhammer at Elite Geeks Electronics with Chad Dabano. Get those cracked iPhone screens repaired and pick over 10,000 video game selections for all the gaming units. Even has VR. Get yourself in to see Elite Geeks today, 133 Spruce Street South in Timmins, 705-266-7892. And DAP Cleaning Solutions, residential commercial cleaning excellence guaranteed. Cleaning service, carpet cleaner, janitorial service. Book now for your carpet cleaning, strip, and wax jobs for your commercial unit today with Andrew N. Call now, 705-465-3500. And Dare Timmins teaming up with the Masonic Chip Ontario for a fun day for the kids. And it's all free at the Northern College's Integrated Emergency Services Complex, May 27th from 10 to 4 with bouncy castles, games for the kids, as well as hot dogs provided from Porcupine Lodge. And a free estimate. Call Max and Justin today at V&M Renovations for that kitchen, bathroom, the bedroom reno. Maybe you need some mini excavating done. Call now, 705-372-3832. And the Urban Park in the downtown Timmins BIA wants you to save these dates. Look at all the fun happening in your downtown. Carnival Week, Superhero Week, Music Week, Christmas in July, right up to Science Week, Medieval Times, Halloween, Pirate Week. Lots of fun happening this summer with your downtown Timmins BIA. And Jackpot City Gaming, open 9 a.m. to 2, Monday through Sunday. Drop in and play some bingo, and they're now fully licensed for you. 251 First Avenue. And Go Rock Go, the Timmins Rock, still playing in the Centennial Cup in Portage La Prairie, Manitoba. They play all this week. Go Rock Go. And Core Business Solutions, your Apple authorized service provider in Timmins and in Northern Ontario. Contact 705-531-3355 for all your Apple-related needs, or go see them in the downtown core, 264 3rd Avenue, Suite 201 in Timmins. And Royal LaPage, Northern Realty Leaders, Albert Seal wants to seal your deal. Call Albert today, 705-465-3493. And a busy week at Imagine Cinemas. If you missed it this weekend, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 still on the big screen, and also Fast 10 getting set to be released Thursday, and the Book Club. All the tickets and showtimes online at ImagineCinemas.com. And lots happening between now and June. St. John Baptiste Day at Larone Timmins. Check out all the events and showtimes online on their website at laronetimmins.ca. And did you know 1 in 10 Canadians have kidney disease? The Kidney Foundation of Ontario wants you to know that these numbers are on the rise. In fact, diabetes is the leading cause of kidney failure in Canada. Learn if you're at risk, kidney.ca/risk. And Gerona's Board and Kelly Lawyers teaming up with the Seizure and Brain Injury Center for their second annual Helmet on Kids campaign. Save the date, happening on June the 1st. And Canadian Tire getting set for their grand reopening. It's an 8-day event starting Thursday, May 25th. And mark off these 2 dates with the kids, Saturday the 27th and Sunday the 28th, for free bouncy castles in the Canadian Tire parking lot, fire trucks, popcorn, face painting, pictures with Spider-Man and Elsa, and the Timmins Rock will be there with Mac for you to take pictures. Also in-store deals, trivia, and some big giveaways. And Masters Tire, best in time, best in price. How about this deal? This is an amazing deal. Don't miss it. Free on-rim tire changeover at Masters Tire, located 440 Algonquin Boulevard East, or call 705-915-3745 to book your appointment.
All right, now
And
we're
we're back.
checking in with Ronnie on his first day.
Ron's
First
video
on the bike.
Yes.
How
How'd
did it go? Yeah.
It was worth it. Actually, it was actually quite absolutely adventurous. I went to the Hollinger for a while. I got some nice DVDs for the weekend. They wanted some horror films, so we set them up with horror films. Scared night for a weekend, and then I wrapped that up at 1:30 actually because there was dead air, and I went to the library, and they hollered me over to IP. And there's a lot of people there that can't afford the services. So I let them say, hey, you know what? Maybe take 3 or maybe take 2. You know, didn't have any DVDs to give, but putting a smile on their faces really, really got mine. And one guy actually says, can I take 2 and give you 4? I said, yeah, no problem. I'll be here back Friday.
All right.
Nice
So
to
you-
see, though. You had a
yeah,
successful first
Well,
run,
pretty
a
good
maiden
for
voyage.
first day. It wasn't really warm outside.
No.
It was your
Yeah,
first
weather
launch.
could have been better.
So today's Wednesday. You're going to be back
Friday.
on the street Friday.
Friday.
And once again, we should give a special shout out to Joanne.
Joanne, yes,
Who
I was.
purchased you
Yeah,
the
you
chain.
bought
yeah.
your chain.
Pascal, who drove
drove you
you
there.
to Canadian
Yes.
Tire.
Yeah.
Another shout out to Trisha, who's donating you a ton
Yeah,
of DVDs
Trisha,
tonight.
Trisha.
We're going to stop in tonight on the way
And
home.
I like to thank you guys, like the people who like Joanne and all the what's the other guy's name? Pascal of the world for taking their time out of their day and helping me launch this thing to really get going. Now, wasn't very successful morning because we couldn't put the chain on, but we went thanks to Mark. He took us to that video or that bike guy.
Skis and slopes.
But we went to we found Skis and Slopes. We knocked on the door. He said, "Hey, yeah, we fix bikes. Come on in. We'll put the chain on." Spoiler, when I went back or when I went in, he said, "Take a look at this. Your accelerator broke." He said for $60 because it was $45 for the accelerator plus tax. That's $50. So he really he said, well, we charge $80, usually $20 for the main, but he charged me $60 for
$60. There you go.
I
Skis
did.
and slopes.
Yeah.
Good,
So
good, good
I
guy.
did tell Trisha that you drove by and honked at Ronnie. He said he waved. But
I did wave.
you wave?
No, I waved. I just didn't know who I was waving to.
Did you do the Timmins wave or the nice wave?
No, the nice wave.
The
Good.
nice
No,
wave, yeah.
no, not fungu
Could've
there.
given
All
the
right.
bird on your first shot.
All right, Kinsman, explain to me why the Rock won today, but they're not moving
Yes.
on.
Well,
Yes.
here's the
Explain this
deal. You saw the post before the game. They needed a win, but they needed to win in regulation.
Yeah.
Right.
Because for some reason, the tournament is set up where a regulation win gets 3 points to where an overtime win only gets the 2. We needed 3 points today. The Rock did win today. Go Rock, go, but it was only worth 2 points.
And you know what?
You know.
For the Timmins Rock, for their first centennial,
It's pretty darn good.
Yes, for them
Yeah.
to get the 2 win, it's an experience. And you know what? Next year, if they repeat their time, go to centennial, at least they got that experience. So now that they build on team chemistry.
Yeah, they got two wins out of their 4 games, 2 and 2. You can't
And
you can't be hanging their heads for that performance.
And
You're putting your junior A skills to the test of all the junior A teams across Canada, and of course, you look at the Brooks Bandits there. They're that's one of the main farm teams for all the NHL. You see a lot of ties to that team there.
And we got update actually on Facebook that Timmins Rock are having a parade.
Yes, there's a parade.
I believe it's going to be at the Hollinger. taking my space, but that's okay.
Next
but
Friday,
hey,
6:30 to
go
8:30.
boys.
I do believe.
Yes, go boys.
You could be doing what's up in the community for
Yeah,
us now.
yeah.
Take over Mark's vision.
Monday
So,
to-
yeah, well,
What's
it's a,
up?
the-
Actually, he's in What's Up
Yeah,
tomorrow.
well, it's a well-deserved parade to recognize
Yes,
their,
it is.
their championship run. So
Yes.
that is awesome. That'll be a nice
It
celebration.
is awesome. And
Face-
again, you know what? Aside from the Centennial Cup, they are NOJHL
Yeah.
2023 champions.
Yeah.
And hopefully the Special Olympics come in June, have their little parade, because that's the announcement of the Nationals. Mid-June is all the
That's when
sports.
they say who goes,
Yeah,
right?
bowling, floor hockey. They got to takes a committee to pick and choose who goes and who stays. And unfortunately, you can't pick them all.
They say Ronnie's becoming a regular on here. Louise says that.
Well, he is a
Well,
regular.
I'll tell you-
He's working here every night.
I'll
so-
tell you what happened. Ronnie asked for a raise. I go, beat it, but you'll get more camera time. All right?
But he is a regular. He's,
kept him quiet.
aside from the odd, when they were preparing for their floor hockey, he missed the odd Thursday. He's been behind the board pretty much 99% of the time.
Okay, I have a question for Kinsman here. Could you do the midday blast with the weather? Nice long weekend we're going to get, or terrible regular snow?
Weather, no, the weather is gearing up for, mid-20s. But still,
On
not
a
not as
long
hot as it
weekend?
should be. But if you look at some of the Facebook posts from post-pass, there was one picture, we had 25 centimeters on the ground. So we are doing better than those years.
Mother
this
Nature
weekend.
lies, right? Mother Nature lies. So if I'm on my video bike and you say it's 20 degrees and I am wearing a T-shirt and it snows, you're in big trouble, Kinsman.
That's it. Well, you need to go and follow
gotta-
Frankie
you gotta
McDonald. We
watch-
need Frankie
You
McDonald
got to
before
watch
the
Mark's
weekend.
midday blast
Yes.
for the regular update.
Updates. Or,
So
midday
he's-
blast.
He's going to say it's going to be 20 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
It's going to be a beautiful weekend. What's 20 degrees Fahrenheit? That's like minus 10?
It's minus, you're minus 10, minus
No.
minus 11
Yeah.
degrees. But
No snow or rain, right? Chris has it right here. No snow or rain for a long weekend would be a beautiful
Happy,
thing.
happy.
I had to get my father-in-law to do that fence because the camping season started, and he'll live out there all,
He's
all
gone.
year.
Yeah.
He's
no
gone,
no
pal.
Leafs to watch. You won't see him till
He'll be raking
September.
the.
Yeah.
He'll be raking the Leafs.
Well, the Leafs are having a parade for making it to the second round, so they're doing their own parade down there.
Well, see that still irks me there. They get by Tampa Bay. They thought they won the Stanley Cup. You get pictures of their players in Lake Muskoka driving boats. They should have been preparing.
And
for
then you
Florida
get
a
your
little bit better.
butt
Wait
whipped
a
by South
second
Florida.
here. Okay, first of all, it's Albert Seal's 56 on Saturday, so we'll give him
Happy
a special
birthday.
Yeah,
Yeah, 56.
we love Albert, and we'll make him a nice post on Saturday.
The floor hockey team made him 1 year older.
Thanks for reminding us, Sean.
Thank you.
But a week ago, you're bragging about the Leafs. You're like, oh, they're out at camp. They're just getting loose. They're confident.
Getting
and,
loose.
And now
but,
you're
well,
critical.
now,
of the same
well,
thing.
now you can get critical.
Well, now you can.
Yeah.
You
Well,
cha-
especially
changed your
after
tune.
beating Tampa Bay and Leaf Nation, it was Leaf Square there where they're
Yeah.
celebrating, with the chant, "We want Florida." Well, I don't know if we want Florida right now.
Joanne says, my brother was going out for a walk on his road at the cottage, and a big moose walked out in front of him. That's usually me with a kimono on a camp.
Yes. Well, speaking of that, they walk out. You got to be watching behind the wheel. It's that time of season. A lot of moose accidents. I hit mine back in 2011.
Papa, don't.
In around this time, June 7th is the date.
And Albert just got his truck back after.
He smoked
that.
one
He
too.
smoked
Yeah,
one
they're
too.
out in full force. So you gotta watch when you're driving.
And by the way, nice truck. I saw it today going into McDonald's. Nice truck.
What were you doing at McDonald's? Supposed to be working the video. Did you take your bike to
No,
McDonald's?
no.
drive-thru?
No, I saw it from the park.
Yeah. I drove by to make sure Ronnie was at Hollinger Park at lunch. And he was
No. And my aunt actually was there to surprise me with breakfast. So,
Well, that's kind of nice.
so she said
Family support.
you said better be there, or you're not going anywhere with this thing. You want to help the community, you be out there.
Pat, I think this says Patricia.
Yes, it does say
Says,
Patricia.
Hello, Ron.
Hey, it is Patricia.
Patricia saying hello. Yeah.
That's right.
I got confused with the name too, and then somebody told me no, it's Patricia. I said
right.
okay.
That's it, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's
Ronnie,
it.
so Friday, where are you going?
Gillies Lake,
Gillies
and
Lake?
then I'm going to go through the library because a lot of people weighed
Right.
me down from
Right through it.
Right-
Right
right-
inside.
Ride the
right
bike
through
right
both
through.
walls.
Could make it through.
I'm going to give the library a run for their money.
Yeah, that's right.
No, library's good. Good folk down there.
Yeah, they're awesome. We're going to be doing a bunch of work with the library. You know
Yeah,
that?
yes, we are.
Yeah.
That's right.
Melissa
All right.
and her crew.
All right. Well,
Are we ready to close it out?
any cliches, any bad jokes you guys want to do before ending it?
I'm all cliched, bad jokes.
Good, 'cause I don't wanna
bad
hear 'em.
jokes out of here.
All right.
We're out of here.
All right, Friday, guys, out and about. See you guys later, and thank you for all the support, and thank you for getting me out of these bad cliches and jokes.
Right.
My heart is making itself crazy. You need to see the shape I'm in. It's hard for me to get sleep lately. You got my own world in a spin. Right from the start, you had a place in my heart. It really made good sense to me. All of my friends, they say I've not been the same. They say I'm gone, I'm lost to say. You're my only, you're my favorite. You're the light when darkness comes. You're all melody and harmony. You're the thumping of the drums. You're my only, you're my favorite. You're my weakness, can't you say? You're the reason I'll stay faithful, and you know you'll always be. I felt it right from the beginning. I never doubted anything. Some people tried to reason with me. Some tried to plant the seeds of doubt. But I was convinced that it was all on my heart. I had to use that as my guide. And people who helped me as the journey wore on, I never thanked them for the ride. You're my only, you're my favorite. You're the light when darkness comes. You're all melody and harmony. You're the thumping of the drums. You're my only, you're my favorite. You're my weakness, can't you say? You're the reason I'll stay faithful, and you know you'll always be. You're my only, you're my favorite. You're the light when darkness comes. You're all melody and harmony. You're the thumping of the drums. You're my only, you're my favorite. You're my weakness, can't you say? You're the reason I'll stay faithful, and you know you'll always be. My heart is making itself crazy. You need to see the shape I'm in. It's hard for me to get sleep lately. You got my own world and a spin. Right from the start, you had a place in my heart. It really made good sense to me. All of my friends, they say I've not been the same. They say I'm gone, I'm lost to say. But I'm not lost to say. You're my only, you're my favorite. You're the light when darkness comes. You're a melody and harmony. You're the thumping of the drums. You're my only, you're my favorite. You're my weakness, can't you say? You're the reason I'll stay faithful,